Yesterday we just finished the final grading in here. You can see we've got Stego down. We've started our wire mesh, but probably today, maybe not today, but probably today, this will be 100% ready to go. Some people are going to question why we decided to make this connection, why we decided to tape our Stego to the ICF in a garage. The simple fact of the matter is we can't go backwards. So down the road, if in 20 years, 50 years, somebody decides to convert this space to living space, to habitable space, we have the air control layer connected. We are maintaining our soil gas control. Think of radon. You can't fix this after the slab's down. We're future-proofing this. All right, last week was incredibly busy. We had a lot going on, but as you can see, we've got a slab in at the Pretty Good Garage, and Kelsey and I are going to go and deal with some of the concreteless slab details for the Pretty Good Garage workshop. All right, we were really hoping to have a very special guest here, a visitor, if you will, when we were doing this portion of the project, but didn't happen. Powerwool, folks. All right, this isn't going to be for everybody, but if you are looking for crispy cuts, dead accurate cuts, a track compatible saw like this Makita makes amazing cuts. The downside, it is extraordinarily dusty. If you are cutting indoors or you don't have a breeze outdoors, I would not recommend trying this. But if you're looking to minimize waste and ensure you got laser straight cuts, this is an option. All right, I know there's going to be people that say this is utterly ridiculous. And to a certain extent, maybe you're not wrong, but that is a super clean cut. I probably could not get that accurate, that clean with a handsaw or an insulation saw. Yeah, if you have the tool already in your toolbox and it's available to you, why not use it? Nice. 3/8. I'm gonna go 6 1/4 strong. All right, we've got our first layer of rigid board 80 from Powerwool just about complete. And one of the things that's great about this mineral wool product is it cuts exactly like a sheet good. And we can get it literally wall to wall, snug right up. So that ensures continuity in our insulation. Continuity is important. We want our sub-slab insulation to connect with our wall insulation. If we had a gap like this, it defeats the purpose of insulating. And if you left this as an airspace, and even though you put another 2 inches on top of it, you're not truly getting the full value out of the product you're putting underneath. So one of the things I like about this is you can cut it very clean and get these nice tight fits, even when you have an odd amount to finish up. I could have cut that maybe a 1/16 narrower. That's hilarious. I'm talking about cutting mineral wool to the 16th. That's pretty funny. So we have our first layer of 3-inch
rigid board 80 down from Powerwool. So that creates our base layer. Now this is just a little softer. I believe it runs around an 8-pound density. And that allows us to conform to any irregularities in the substrate below. Even though we were extraordinarily fussy, screeding the sand off, trying to get it pool table flat, we always miss a little something. So this conforms to it. Now our next layer, when we go to the Pro Max, it is just a little bit stiffer. And we'll try and get a demonstration here for you. I don't want to do it just on this layer because that's not a true demonstration of the difference. But we've got the rigid board 80 here, and you can see I've got a little bit of compression, but still fairly stable. Then I go on to the 2-inch, less compression, much more stable. Having the 2 layers allows us to have that little bit of forgiveness underneath. Then we get that stiffness up on top before we put down our Advantech. And overall, it's going to create an extremely comfortable, durable, but yet stiff floor. So it's going to be much more comfortable to walk on than a concrete floor, that is for sure. But it's still going to have the stiffness that we require for any type of load you want to put on this floor, any type of work you want to do. And it's mineral wool. So most things don't particularly like to eat it. It provides an amazing thermal break. It is extraordinarily moisture resistant, so I don't have to worry about any type of moisture coming up from below. And if perchance we did somehow have some type of water event where water came up from the gravel below, this would dry back out to below. Once we get our second layer down, we'll get the Stego on and we'll start the Advantech. But great job on this Powerwool. Powerwool is R4 per inch, and for quite some time now it's been our in-house standard to do R20 below slab. So whether we're doing a traditional concrete slab or we're doing a slabless slab, in this case we're doing a slabless slab, we want that continuous insulation below grade. We've got R20 going in here. It gives us a moisture resistant insulation that is also capable of drying to below. It gives us a very comfortable yet very stiff surface to work on after we get our cross-laminated Advantech in. And it also just adds to the feel of the build. Once you walk on a slabless slab, a wood raft floor, the feel that it has, the comfort, the sound attenuation that it has as well, it's something you just begin to appreciate and you want to have in all of your builds. But it checks all the boxes for us. We get our continuous insulation. Remember, a box has 6 sides, and that includes the bottom of the box. Moisture resistant, ability to carry a load. All right, we have our Stego wrap. And this is going to be our air control layer for the bottom side or the 6th side of the box. We're going to get it detailed nicely right up against the ICF. So nice tape joint, clean to the ICF, nice and airtight. We're going to have to pay a little bit of extra attention when we spill out into the rough opening for the door. But overall, this is the next step that has to be completed before we start dropping our Advantech and our Advantech Xfactor. If this is airtight, we never have to worry about any type of soil gas like radon coming up from the ground, and we don't have to worry about energy loss from the ground, air movement. It's one of those things. Got a couple sheets of Advantech in here. That's going to make the first layer of our cross-laminated floor. So Advantech down first, then Xfactor Advantech on top of that. So we're going to run these first sheets this way, and our next layer, the Xfactor, we're going to run the long way. So let's get that done. Marking 2 feet here today, and essentially what we want to do when we're cross-laminating the Advantech, and in this case we're going to top it out with Advantech Xfactor, is we want to ensure that stagger. Now we already got a bit of a stagger going on with our base layer, but the next layer we're going to run it perpendicular to this layer. So that 2-foot strip is, reasonably speaking, going to be underneath the workbench. And that leaves me a 4-foot strip pretty much dead center of the working and walking area. It just is going to be more visually appealing. If the client has to slide anything around on the floor, there's going to be just large 32 square foot sheets to work on top of. Our second layer of our cross-laminated Advantech is held back. The Xfactor is held back, and it creates this up-down. So once we flash this, it creates a pan. We have no way for water to roll in, and we have a way for water to escape. So down the road, when this door fails, when it starts leaking at the joints between the jamb and the door sill or the threshold, any water that gets down here is not going to get to structure, and it has a way to escape to the exterior. We're almost done our cross-laminated Advantech. And much the same as the dual density Powerwool we have underneath, we've got a dual product on top here. So we have our traditional Advantech, what you're used to seeing, and then we have a top layer of the Advantech Xfactor. And the reason we've chosen to go with Xfactor up on top is increased durability. If our client decides that they don't want to install any type of flooring in this workshop, this is an extremely durable surface for quite some time. And if they want to be able to clean the floor, we can quite literally just tape the floor, and you can literally wash this with a mop. We have cleaned floors on houses with 0 issues so that we could snap lines better, so that the project was clean, so that our clients could visualize where stuff was going to go, walls, furniture, appliances. So why not do the same with a workshop? After we scrounge up a little piece of Xfactor for way over there, because somebody can't count.